I told you about that before. The young adults made that happen. Well, this was the introduction. After we had the official vote, we had to go through a lot of voting process after the kind invitation from the state, the county, and the city. As we introduced the world to, we had 2 videos. One, we're going to stay in Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Can't wait to go back, kind of thing. But all my young adult friends, oh, Pastor Ron, we don't want to go back to Oshkosh. We want to go to Gillette, Wyoming. And so they built this video, and they stayed up all night, and they said, this is the better video. And so after the vote, we had 2 buttons to push, and we pushed this button, and they were thrilled. And the whole world was thrilled that I represent, and they were excited. But then they started asking, where's Wyoming? Where's... And then we had to, have you ever heard of, we had to play the game. So that's the video. Let's go to the next slide. I'll show you a little bit of information. International Camping. We're going to do a quiz today. It's kind of fun. It's more interactive, and it gives you information at the same time. So we'll go to question number 1. Let's go to question 1. Okay, in 1985, the first big Camporee, it wasn't international yet, but the first big Camporee took place in what location? Texas, Colorado, or California? Well, somebody already said it correctly. It was in Colorado. In fact, we were at Camp Hale, Colorado, where the 10th Mountain Division prepared for World War II, for the snow and everything, the winter battle experience. And we used that whole valley there in 1985. The numbers there, I think, were about 15,200, 15,400. It was the coldest water I've ever taken a shower in at that Camporee. And people still talk about the water that was there. Okay, keep going. Let's have some fun. How often does International Camporee take place? Every 2, 4, or 5 years? Actually, it's every 5 years, the International Camporee, and it's all wrong. If you're a business person and you want a business model that works, you never have anything runs on 5-year sequence. It just doesn't work. Think of elections, World Cups, Olympics. Everything is 4 years or less. But for some reason, we settled on 5 because we do things around the world before we go to International Camporee, and it's obviously worked. We'll give you a report on that in just a minute. Let's keep going. What was the smallest international Camporee? The first international Camporee is in 1994 at Red Rocks Amphitheater, right there in Morrison, Colorado, west of Denver, Colorado. And that we filled up Red Rocks that time. And so you can probably estimate, if you've ever been there for a concert or whatever, is it 12, 15, or 20? The first international Camporee was actually 12. We filled up Red Rocks. And we had a challenge where we're going to camp them. And if you know the Vandermeer family, or it's good friends of mine, if you're a Mopar car guy, that's where the speed track is, the racetrack there, the drag strip. And they're good friends, and they let us use their property for camping. And then we shuttled into the nighttime program every night, which was a logistical fun thing to do. So we have more fun here in a different way. How large was the last International Camporee in Oshkosh, Wisconsin? You probably know this, but if you don't, it was 55,000, 35, 55. The Camporee's kind of grown like this over the years. The first one, international, was 12,000, 300. Then it grew 22, 32, 42, 55, which you're looking at now, and now we're right around 60. So we'll show you that in a minute. Keep going. What year and month did the cities of Gillette and Wright, Campbell County, and the state of Wyoming officially request Camporee to move to Camplex? And that year and date was A, B, or C. Well, actually, we go way back with you. We go back to December of 2020 during COVID, if you ever remember that. You remember that happened a few years ago? And we couldn't talk to each other, but all my friends came to Montana and Wyoming during COVID because they could enjoy open spaces. But this was when we had to do everything online, and that's how we did our voting process and everything after we received that kind invitation to come this direction. Okay, keep going. What was the number one reason the International Camporee moved to Gillette, Wyoming? If I was a business person, I was trying to think of questions I would want to hear as a business person. Is it A, B, or C? Is it the Camplex facility, the community facilities, the welcoming spirit, it's youth-friendly, or 98 other reasons? The answer, yeah, thank you. And my secretary said, why don't you put all the above in there? And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. But she has the right answer. It should be all the above. When we saw your Camplex facility, there's visionaries before many people in this room that start establishing this facility and its flexibility to serve the community. And of course, it offers assets for, things like we are doing too. The community facilities, we're just, every time, I love taking tours and just sitting back and listening to them talk. Jessica would love this, and others that have been on these tours with us. And they just, oh, this is amazing. Oh, and they keep asking me, how many people live in this community? I said, oh, about 35,000. Oh, wow. There's just, you have so many beautiful, because you work together, you cooperate together, you figure out how to hear each other. I watched that over the years. And so the facilities in the community, also the welcoming spirit. There's a lot of eye contact in your community that you don't get everywhere you travel in this great land that we're in. But people are happy to look at you, happy to say hi to you, kind of thing. There's a welcoming spirit here. And, of course, you're very youth-friendly. The Yes program, the Yes House, I should say, that you have here. And I can name other organizations. All your little, they're not statues. What's the word? I need my artsy person. They're called sculptures. Thank you. Help me out. The sculptures around your community are just wonderful. And when you walk out of the school downtown, right across from, oh, man, it's called school something. Is that it? Yeah, you walk out of there, there's a cool duck and a little figurine there and stuff. It's one of my favorites. I think you have near 100 different installations around your community, which just speaks kind of a uniqueness of your community. And if you travel a little bit, get to other places, it's special. So the welcoming, friendly spirit, youth, and there's 98 other reasons. I'll give you one example. How close is the hospital to the location here? Is it the ER run by family practitioners just trying to get extra money on the weekend, or are these people specialized in emergency type practice? If there's need for Flight for Life or something to go to a different level of hospital, do we have access to that? We went through all that before we took our last vote, and there's 98 different reasons that we think this community can not only host such a world event like we're bringing, but also there's a reason why we love being a part of this community. So let's keep going. Number 7. Most expensive hotel rooms for one night at the Camporee, is it 3, 6, or 9? Actually, all of them are wrong. The highest number that we found for a room in the community during Camporee is $1,500. That was published online. And so that's an outlier. It's not typical of everything in the community. And actually, interesting enough, a lot of Pathfinders are kind of interesting people. They just kind of, okay, that's what that is. Okay, if I can afford it, great. If I can't, fine. But they just kind of do workarounds. They've advertised in the local newspaper for residents, why don't you have a great vacation and let us, borrow your house and pay you for it and kind of thing. And do you have an RV? Maybe, I think at the rodeo, we watched that over the years and things. So they've done workarounds and they've figured it all out. And so it's not been a big deal. But from a business standpoint, from an executive director standpoint, it was a communication challenge that I had that one reason we wanted to leave, one reason we were coming to the community is because we studied it for several years and and so we explained that it's America, it's a free market, everybody can charge whatever they want, you can do what you want. So we have people now staying 2.5 hours away from here, different directions, not towards Sturgis, but the other directions, and down, you don't understand what's going on there. How did we end up with that week, this week particular that we have going on? It's interesting to tell you that we actually studied every county and every parish in the country of Canada and Louisiana, or parishes in every county. We studied all the school systems and everything, and the sweet spot for the week to bring as many young people as we're bringing from all over the world, but especially from North America, is the week that we're settled on, which happens to be. But by the way, a lot of people are kind of excited about Sturgis being down the road. I know a few people are bringing their bikes and they're going to go see and come back and kind of thing. And we've watched it over the last 3 years, and a lot of people move through here and keep going that direction. And so, yeah, we think it'll work for us too. So, yeah, that's just awareness. There's no complaining on our side or whining or anything. But thank you, community, how you've helped us work around to help accommodate. We didn't expect this many older people to come to the Camporee. In 2019, we thought, a lot of people said, that was a great Camporee, we're done. We're going to retire out, age out, we're done, have a great, pass it on to the new generation. But when they heard we're coming to Gillette, Wyoming, and I showed them that video, I'm coming again. Where's that walker, Where is that walker? And where is that golf cart? I need a golf cart. So we're challenged, but we're finding golf carts. It's just an interesting dynamic going on. So we didn't expect. We thought we have a few more rooms here than we had in Oshkosh, Wisconsin, and we thought if we can flex into that, fine. But we have a lot of just one more, just one more, and so we love them. They've sacrificed. All the people that run the Camporee or help with the clubs are all volunteers. They take their own vacation. They take their own cash out of their pockets to make sure the kids get here. It's just it's an amazing organization trying to help kids find good values and outdoor skills and leadership opportunities. That's part of what Pathfinders is. Let's keep going. This is not a big deal. Let's go to number 8. What is the most interesting international Camporee purchase so far in the community? Is it A, $1,500 worth of ice cream downtown? Is it, hold it, there's more. Is it B, that you have to use your imagination to see? Thousands of dollars put out into catering. By the way, we use the prime rib all the time too. We love that place. Or is it C, the $85,000 we spent on mountain bikes to bring in a lot of mountain bikes here in the community? Well, actually, all three are true, and much more, which I'll tell you about in the next slide coming up. But we're trying to, as much as possible, we're trying to keep dollars here, and whatever we can buy here that doesn't interfere with your routine or just helps the local business, we're really all into that. And the mountain bikes are going to be fun because we use them for a week and then we sell them. We only use them 3.5 days, and then we sell them at the end. That's kind of how we do it. So, but we've loved working with the bike shop here in town. So let's keep going. Let's go here. Let's see. How are Pathfinders actually getting to Gillette, Wyoming? I get that question all the time when I'm downtown in places. How are they getting here? Well, is it vehicles, buses? A, is it planes and trains? B, or is it Uber? What would you guess? Well, it's probably not Uber. Okay, you're an intelligent group. You're all in business in some way. So no, it's a lot of buses, a lot of buses, and a lot of personal vehicles, and then planes. I just learned 6 months ago. So I guess there's some Pathfinders in certain parts of the world and places they're chartering. Is that the word? Charter planes. They're bringing planes into your airport. I don't know where they found that money, but they did, and they're coming. And they had some charter planes coming in, and some other kind of thing. Trains, they'll usually come into Denver and then hop a USA, Coach USA, or other. There's about a dozen bus companies that will be bringing them back up this way. And then they'll drop them off and leave them. And then when they come to campsite, if they don't have a vehicle, we have shuttle service using your excellent bus system, and working with them to shuttle them in and out of the activities in the community for shopping and things like that. So we provide that. So you once you get here, especially international guests, you don't have to have a vehicle to get around. We have a way for you to get around the community with the yellow buses. Uber is not, I don't know. Do we have Uber here? I haven't tried Uber. Or Lyft or anything like that? We do? Okay. Well, that'll be, if you're in pizza business and you can deliver, you just hire up and advertise. Because they'll call and you'll deliver at one of the gates and they'll meet you there and that thing. If you're in pizza, Taco Bell, or my preference is Taco John's, a little better. I like Taco Bell if you're here. I like that. It's good too. I forgot my audience there briefly. Too much personal opinion. They're both wonderful. Bean burritos. They have beans in them. That's a recovery. And so, yeah, they're coming in different vehicles. There will be more traffic. Okay. That's just going to happen. And so for several years, the visitor center and others, we've been trying to, you want to get your groceries before we come. If you have meds or things like that, it's not to be fearful with that information. It's just trying to be responsible as an event to tell you what, how you want to think about it. Because it's a new experience for many in the community. So we're trying to Some people take it as fearful talk, and I feel bad about that. We're just trying to say, hey, you might want to think this way, kind of thing. So, yeah, but there'll be more traffic. I live in a 3-stoplight town. We just got our 3rd stoplight. It's but where I teach at the university, we have Andrews University there in town, and everybody in the community whines about graduation weekend because all these people are here visiting. I mean, I have to wait 6 minutes now to get through town instead of, because it's just a lot of traffic, all these visitors, where they come from, and I can't get my sub sandwich if I want. And so we adapt. We've learned to adapt, and we're trying to help your community think about adapting for 6 days. The event's here 6 days, and it comes, it goes. Interesting enough, how it works is 40,000 people arrive on Monday, and then about 15 to 20,000 arrive on Tuesday. All the daytime activities, which is honors and all kinds of things, we have people here in charge of honors activity. It starts at 12 noon, and offsite activities and community service starts at 12 noon on Tuesday. Opening night is Tuesday night for the evening program at Main Stage, which we're excited about the location and everything there. It's going to be really beautiful. The sunset goes right behind us, behind stage. It's one of the largest theatrical stages in the world. We're trying to afford. We're out fundraising in different places, try to get that here with all the cost that, a lot of expense to get things to different locations and places. And we're trying to build it in 5 different places: Salt Lake, Denver, even over to Chicago to come over. We're piecing it out so we can bring it here. A lot of logistics that goes on with what you'll see revealed when it gets here. But yeah, what happens is you go Tuesday night, opening night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then Saturday night. If we can work it out, we can get some more rain or something. Fireworks is usually how we end. And then we reveal the 2029 Camporee theme, which has already been voted, but it's all secret, can't tell you about it. And then it's kind of a surprise for the kids and stuff. And then what happens is about 70%, I don't know, of the audience will leave after the closing program Saturday night. And by the time you go to church, definitely by the time you get home from church, this property would be 98%, everybody's gone. They go that quick. So they come pretty rapidly and they leave pretty rapidly. And so that kind of gives you a framework of how the crowd comes and goes. Let's go to the next one. Oh, we're now at number 10. What day is the busiest day of traffic? Is it Monday the 5th or Tuesday the 6th and then Saturday night? And I just told you all that. I got ahead of myself. 40 on Monday, 15, 20 on Tuesday, Saturday night at 10 p.m. and all. It'll be a traffic jam leaving, but every night I'm out here at this time of the night, it's not a lot going on. So the barriers will be put down and everything, and everybody heads out different directions Saturday night. So it's pretty much gone through that. Just awareness. Pathfinders are really good about picking trash up and things as we leave and everything. And they've been really good about that over the years. So they'll leave. And we appreciate, by the way, I need to give a shout out for Camplex, the staff. They've been great to work with. A lot of pre-planning, a lot of logistics. It's stretching different people different ways, maybe even stretching the community in different ways. But this is a community that knows how to flex and make things happen. I've watched it over the years. The boom and bust times is a phrase I've heard used around the community. You just know how to get back on the feet and keep going if you ever get off your feet. And I think you always stay on your feet. At least that's my impression of the history of this community.